Alright, hello my math people. Today, this video is, we are talking about multiplying two binomials. So, what does that mean? I promise you it sounds scarier than it is, okay? So, what is a binomial? A binomial is an expression with two terms. Okay, so an example is like, I don't know, x plus 3. Or 2y plus 5. Okay, there's two separate terms there, right? We've got terms separated by a plus or minus sign. Okay, and so today we're going to learn how to multiply them. So looking like this, we got one binomial, right? There's one binomial, and then here's another binomial. Okay, and they're stuck right together. There's no plus or minus or anything in between them, so that means we're going to multiply them. So, steps to do that. There's two ways. Okay, the first we're going to call the FOIL method, and I'll work out this one using the FOIL method. The FOIL method is when you multiply all terms. Okay, basically, in both methods, we're going to multiply all the terms together. Okay, so we could either use the FOIL method. So the FOIL method is kind of like this. I call it kind of like Rainbow Mania also. Basically, you're organizing your thinking by thinking, okay, I'm going to multiply the first term here by the first term there. Then the two outside terms are going to multiply together. Then we're going to multiply the two inside terms. And then we're going to multiply the two last terms. It's like this, I don't know, vortex thing gets created. Okay. And I like to use these lines to kind of organize my thinking of what I'm going to multiply by what. Okay, so now let's just do this multiplication. So I'm going to do 5x times negative 4 is what? Negative 20x. Then I'm going to do 5x times 3x. Which is 5 times 3 is 15x squared. Then I'm going to do 7 times 3x's, which is 21x's. And then I'm going to do 7 times negative 4, which is negative 28. Okay? Now, your next step is combining your like terms. So we'll skip over Bach method. Combine like terms. So like terms I'm noticing are this negative 20 and 21x. Right? Same variable, same exponent. These two don't have like terms. So I'm going to combine negative 20x's plus 20x's, which is just what? 1x. So it's 1x when you put those together, right? All right, and then I'm going to put 15x squared first, and then negative 28 at the end, because we usually, when we simplify expressions in math, the final result we want to have the highest power first. Okay, and so that is the end. That's the result of multiplying those two. Okay. Next is the box method. So for the box method, this is what you do. Basically, you set up a box to help organize your multiplication of all the terms. So here's a box where I'm multiplying x and x and putting it there. 9 and x and putting the result there. 9 times 1 and putting the result there. 9 times 1 and putting the result there. Okay, so I will draw, I'm going to set up my box method for this one. If I'm going to do x, negative 2y, notice I'm keeping the sign with the y's because it's a negative. Okay, and then 5x, and then negative 8y's. And then I'm going to multiply this times this and put the result there. So 5 times x is 5x squared. Okay. 5 times negative 2y is negative 10xy. Negative 8y times x is just negative 8xy. It does not matter the order, guys, that you put the x and the y. They're just being multiplied, so you're just going to leave them touching next to each other. I put x first there, so I'm just going to put x first there too, so that it's more obvious to me that they become like terms. Okay, and then negative 8y and negative 2y, positive 16y squared. Remember, there's a 1 and a 1 exponent there that I'm going to add. Okay, cool. So that leaves me with 5x squared. So I'm just going to now write it as a sentence. the 4 terms I get after multiplying. 5x squared minus 10xy minus 8xy plus 16y squared. Okay, and so now I'm back to combining, like, I gotta combine my like terms. Okay, so I'm noticing these are like terms. They both have x, y's in them. So negative 10 minus 8 is negative 18 xy's. And then I just bring the rest down. Okay, and that's it. You could rearrange it to put the y squareds next, but when there's more than one variable going on, it doesn't like matter as much, at least in my opinion. Okay, so this is the same. Okay, cool. So that's it. Quick note: if you see this guy, x plus y squared, you're going to be so tempted to just distribute the squared sign. That is not it. When we square something, we multiply it by itself. So this little 2 here means we actually need to take x plus y and multiply it by itself. So you're going to have to like expand it out first, and then you're going to multiply using either the like FOIL kind of method or your box method, or I don't know, maybe another method you've learned in like the past, as long as you're multiplying all of your terms. Okay? All right. Now, I am going to get a problem started for you. So again, some of the problems you're going to see are pretty straightforward. Like we're just doing some math. Whereas, whoa, 6, it's a word problem. So we're going to use our who problem solving to kind of help organize our thinking here. So what does the problem want? What does it have? And how are we going to organize our thinking? So let's read it. A triangle has a base B of 2x plus 3 units long and a height h 6 units long. If the area A of a triangle can be found using this formula, what is the area of the triangle in terms of x? Okay, so what does this thing want? It wants the area of the triangle. Okay, notice I'm using shorthanding because I'm also pretending I'm in a test-taking situation and I gotta go quick. Okay, but it wants the area of the triangle. Okay, well, what does it have? Well, I was given my base, B, is equal to 2x plus 3. My height, h, notice how I annotated to help me see stuff too, is 6x's. And my area can be found using this formula, base times height, then just divided by 2. Okay, so how am I going to organize my thinking? Well, that's up for you to figure out now. But what comes to mind for me is like, okay, what if I just multiply these 2 expressions and then divide by 2? I can multiply kind of using the learning that I did on the first page. Okay, but I'm going to leave that one to you. Here is a penguin for power and love. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening.